Welcome, everybody, to Den Excelsior. This is episode, I forgot the number. It's episode 179. We took a week off, but we're coming back strong, talking about the Thunderbolts.
We
Asterisk.
did it. Yeah, with a big ass asterisk on it. I'm Dennis, by the way, and I'm here as well.
Mhm.
Ricky normally introduces me, but
Yeah, I forgot how to do it.
you forgot how to do this.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, we were gonna do an Iron Man 3 episode, but I just had too much going on at home, and I needed
Yeah.
the time.
Like, we want to watch a good movie.
I do. I love Iron Man 3. I think it's a fantastic movie. Every time I watch it, but it'll just have to wait till next week, I think. But I guess I just spoiled my review of it already. Yeah, so we're going to talk about Thunderbolts, and we can also talk about whatever stuff we've been nerding out on before for the last 2 weeks. Before we get into that Thunderbolts conversation, which will be later, and we'll also have the news. So let me know, Ricky, what have you been nerding out on?
Dude, I've been nerding out on not watching my TV shows. I'm not caught up on Andor. I'm not caught up on Hacks. I'm not caught up on the studio. I'm not caught up on The Last of Us. I don't know what the fuck I've been doing for the past 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. I'm caught up on The Last of Us.
The thing happened. I know the thing happened.
Yeah, I'm caught up on The Last of Us. Not pretty much anything else. So I feel you. It's been like I gotta admit, Andor. There's a sweet spot to dropping new like a new like release of episodes when you're gonna release them, bit by bit, like once a week. I don't think I like dropping 3 episodes at once. That was a little daunting for me. When I saw that, I was like,
it's like Andor season 1 where each was there 6 or 9 episodes in Andor season 1? Like they're 3 story arcs.
yeah, but
And that's all Andor season 2 as well, but this time they do time jumps.
I don't understand why Disney just doesn't drop one a week and milk it for 9 weeks. Why didn't they? What?
Why are you? I'm not gonna. Sure, let them drop how they want to drop it.
That's not what I said. I'm not disallowing them or allowing them. I'm
You're
saying
asking why.
I'm not understanding why they do it that way when they could be guaranteeing more viewers every week for 9 weeks. Like,
Not part of the plan.
Yeah, I guess you're not the one to answer the question, apparently. Like,
I'm happily to. I can admit that there are probably people much smarter than me that made that decision.
I don't know that they're much smarter than you. That's what I'm saying. I think it's kind of dumb. I think it's dumb, especially because, like, what are we doing?
So I think the way that story's structured, I think it makes sense.
But you're not even watching it, so you don't even know what the 3 episodes were.
Yeah, neither are you.
My point is, it's too much. It's like I'm saying Daredevil as well. Like, why couldn't we just get one a week for 9 weeks? It just I don't know. It doesn't. It makes me feel like I'm always being experimented with on their
100%.
platform instead of being delivered quality content at a steady stream. Like, my thing that I love about Max, and really it was HBO before, is HBO guarantees you a new movie every Friday. You know what I mean? And so it's not always a movie I want to watch, but I know to come look at it every Friday. Like with Disney Plus, it's like there are weeks where there's nothing for me to go look for because there's other weeks where they drop chunks. Do you know what I mean?
I think we're probably less than a year removed from the Disney Plus, ESPN, Hulu super app that they're kind of working towards. You know what I mean?
Sure, but but we're not there right now, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like the app is just I feel like it's a low tier app compared to some of the other apps. I feel like there is good.
Hulu's app, Disney Plus is a little bit of a downer.
It's a downer, right? It's like it's I rarely ever have anything to watch on Disney Plus. The only things I ever watch on Disney Plus are the things we talk about here on the show. Like Mac,
Sure.
I could watch all day, every day, and I do, in fact. And that's
You're
what
allowed to watch other streaming services.
I'm not saying I'm not. I don't know why you keep being the allowed and disallowed police. What is
I don't
this?
I don't know
Why
what this branch is. You're like, oh, they're dropping too much content at once.
they stagger. Like, they drop too much on one day, and then 3 weeks from now there'll be nothing. You know what I
You're
mean?
like
Or
going
5
to a
weeks.
buffet and like, man, they put out too much orange chicken. Ugh.
I can't be the only person that feels
You
this
don't have
way
to eat
about
it.
this. Stop telling me what I do and don't have to do.
You don't.
What
Oh,
I'm saying is I
2 plates of
prefer.
egg rolls.
Why can't I prefer my content to be a steady stream?
Go to a normal restaurant.
Why do you keep telling me what to do?
I
I'm
don't
not
get the.
I'm not telling you what to do with your content, Ricky. What are you doing? What are you doing here?
I just
It's
don't
fun.
understand the argument.
Anyways,
I what else have we doing though? I saw Sinners. We both saw Sinners.
yes. That
Great
is
movie.
my favorite movie of the year so far.
Sure, pretty low bar for this year, but
I don't think that's a low bar. I think that movie is an incredible movie.
that's
And
not a knock on Sinners. I think it's a knock on what else has come out this year.
I think that movie will be hard to top, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it does a lot of neat things. I will say I don't. There's parts of that movie that kind of delve into like my least favorite aspect of Tarantino. I think Tarantino's a really good director, but there's moments in some of his films where he just like sits on a conversation for like 3 beats too long, and when it works really well. But when it doesn't work, it's like, what's the point? And I think Sinners has a few of those types of scenes where like the conversation just sits and lingers for like slightly too long.
I think if you're thinking that, you're
Mhm.
probably missing a lot of the other subtext that was happening during those conversations. Because I didn't notice any conversation lingering too long. I just what I've seen like in the weeks that have followed watching it is like learning about other things that were hidden in each scene that were pretty cool and crucial to like understanding like the bigger picture.
Oh
So
yeah, I mean, I just got done with the class on that era specifically, so it
yeah,
was neat to see a lot of those little things, like we were talking in our group chat, like the 2 store scenario there
yeah,
and realize, but also not for lack of like sensationalized. Like it's not. Can't you believe there's 2 stores? It's just there. It's part of the world they live in,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it's not trying to make a point by having it. It's just trying to it's showing it as it is,
yeah.
which is
Like
kind of neat.
one of the ones that I think has grown on me like as the weeks have progressed is like, you know, there's the flashy technical scene where you first meet Smoke and Stack, and uh I think Stack hands Smoke a cigarette, right? And they're both played by Michael B. Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a crazy technical achievement what they did to pull off that scene. And when you're watching it the first time, you're just like, that's a crazy technical achievement that you pulled off. Cool. You know, I get it. But as I start like learning more and paying attention to more things and realizing that, you know, part of Stack's or Smoke's story is that he's got tremors from the war, right? That's like he fought in World War I and he has tremors because of it. And so there's actually like a relationship thing happening here where Stack's job, he's the cigarette roller. Like that is his job between the two of them. He always rolls the cigarettes for him, and that's why he's passing it to him. And even later in the movie when he's like, angry because they were going to take, basically wooden nickels from some patron, like, and he's like, I need a cigarette. And the first thing Stack says is, I'm on it, and he starts rolling them. And so, I don't want to spoil the rest of the movie because we're not here to spoil Sinners, but it's pretty interesting to see, the evolution of even the cigarette rolling and stuff in that movie. Yeah. There's a lot. It's a heavy movie. There's a lot going on. And I think what Ryan Coogler does best is he takes familiar stories and he adds to them. You know what I mean? Like he adds a lot of subtext. So like I think that's,
I mean, that movie's making money, and Coogler got that. He got the Tarantino deal, right? 25 after 25 years, he gets that movie back. Cool thing.
Yeah, it's an excellent movie. I highly recommend. I've seen some hilarious memes about Haley Steinfeld's boyfriend or fiance probably really pissed about the amazing chemistry that they have on screen in that movie. And it's definitely been. I've seen rumors about other things, but whatever. I'm not here. I'm not here to rumor monger. I'm just saying, TikTok be tripping on that movie. It's pretty funny.
You gotta stop.
Yeah. What do you mean I gotta stop?
Stop with the TikTok.
Why do I gotta stop with the TikTok?
It's no good. What else? What else I've been doing? I got me some more Spider-Man. Got me the Miles. And I got me my Maximum Spider-Man came in.
I love the Infinity Gauntlet on him.
Yeah. I was telling a coworker, I showed him a picture of this, and he's like, oh, cool. Did it come with the glove? And I'm like, no, I had to buy a whole other toy just to get the glove.
So you got an Adam Warlock, is what you're saying.
There's an Adam Warlock exactly on the shelf back there that I don't know what to do with.
That's funny. Yeah.
So
I did order the Maximum, but it's gonna come whenever Hasbro ships it to me. So do you love it? Is it the best Spider-Man toy ever?
He's a good Spider-Man. I don't know if he's the best. I kind of went down a Marvel Legends rabbit hole over the past week or so. I'm like, I don't want to spray paint this guy like a matte top coat. Has like a nice
to get the shine off of him.
Mm-hmm. But then then I'm the guy who's customizing Marvel Legends. I don't know if I'm ready to be that guy.
I mean, they're your toys. You do what you want to do with them.
Sure.
It's your prerogative, sir. See how I encourage you to do whatever you want in life?
Yeah.
Why can't you
complain about
why can't you be
streaming
that
service drops?
Why can't you be that for me?
I can.
Yeah, no, I haven't gotten any new toys in a little while. So I think I did get I got a Swamp Thing a few weeks ago from the DC Icons. And it was hilariously signed by Larry Houston. And I still opened it because that signature is super easy to get. He's the showrunner of X-Men, and they brought him on as a consultant for X-Men 97. But he lives local, so like he's literally at every local convention ever, signing anything and everything. So, but yeah, I do have a Swamp Thing. I have been watching Stargirl. I will bring that up later in the show again. But I was just letting you know. I've been telling you, I've been watching that one for a few weeks now. Like, I just finished the second season out of 3 seasons today, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there is no sign of that show getting bad yet. It is surprisingly still good. The other thing I have been watching is I finally I actually purchased it. I bought the Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. They came out 6 years ago. If you like either of them, I highly recommend that movie. It is quite charming.
Those don't do it for me. Like the
crossovers,
Scooby-Doo and Batman.
That's a different
Batman
beast.
and the WWE.
Scooby-Doo
The
and Batman.
WWE and Scooby Doo, right? And that's that one. And
I don't know of a Batman WWE.
no, it's Scooby Doo and WWE. That's what it is.
Okay, yeah, Scooby-Doo crossovers are a different beast.
But
like
they peaked at the Globetrotters. That's the best one.
Batman has some of the best crossovers like in comic books. Batman Predator is an amazing story. It's really good.
Marvel Predator is about to come out soon.
Marvel versus Predator.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, I think they've done it before. I think they've done Aliens and Predator and Marvel. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, I like not even in like comic form, but just like those straight to DVD movies or whatever. Yeah, I'm good.
I mean,
I did like the Ninja Turtles crossover with the I guess it was the 2000s Ninja Turtles crossing over with the 80s one. That one was pretty cool.
So why are you against the idea of Batman and them crossing over?
It's like mixing two bowls of cereal. It ain't right.
You got some hot takes, Ricky. You got some.
I'm not knocking it. If you like it, it's cool.
I think the part that really cracked me up was very early on when it's so in this story the turtles come to Gotham. It's not like a multiversal thing. It's just the turtles drove from New York to Gotham. They had to because they were following Shredder. He made his way to Gotham, and so when they get to Gotham, they're confronted by so many Gotham isms pretty fast. Like they encounter the Penguin, and they get to see like this guy's got an umbrella that turns into a gun, and then it also turns into a knife, and then it turns into like a getaway vehicle, and Mikey just says, "Gotham is bonkers, yo!" And I was in love with the movie after that because it's so true. There is no other place like in comics that is as crazy as Gotham City. It is nuts. Like I was thinking about it the other day, and I was like, how many real cities do you know of that are actively always talking about the local insane asylum that's down the road and worried about by name? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I couldn't tell you the name of a single prison in the city I live in. Like, let alone the insane asylum. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I feel fortunately or unfortunately, mental health institutions are like non-existent in this day and age. So that's why you don't hear about them, because government-funded institutions like that just don't exist anymore.
Fair enough. So where'd they go?
I mean, that's a different podcast.
But do you know the name of your prison, your local prison?
LA County Jail. It's jail. It's the one I know, the one in San Diego. It's actually by your place, isn't it? It's out there. There's a jail not too far from you.
I don't know, for prison.
It's like Esco or something. It's somewhere around there.
What's it called?
The prison.
No, they're all named things. Every prison has a name.
The prison.
My point stands. Like it's a crazy universe that they live in, where the citizens are often hearing about their prison or insane asylum on the news.
I mean,
that's
you
pretty
can't say loony bin anymore, right? Like that's
unless you're watching The Punisher from 2008. Then you can say it all the time. Okay, well, if you got nothing else nerding out on, like we can jump over to the news and then get our way into Thunderbolts asterisk.
All right, let's hop into some news. This July, Marvel Comics is set to produce the first ever authorized retelling of the Fantastic Four's early adventures, titled Fantastic Four First Steps. So it is a comic book that is like an official tie-in to the movie. And they're claiming it's the first time that they've done this. I feel like they've done this before, though.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Maybe it's like
they're retelling.
unofficial.
They're retelling their story and tying it in. No, they've definitely done that before. It's okay. It's fine. What were you gonna say about it?
Well, it's basically the movie. It's not a spoiler, but it's an existing Fantastic Four that refined in the movie. So this is like
Right.
the year one stories or whatever that took place in that universe.
Okay.
And it's canon. Take that as you will.
It's MCU canon or 616 canon?
MCU canon.
Okay, so not 616.
Not 616. Continuing. Hasbro extends.
I was hoping for pictures. Oh. You got no pictures?
Okay. I'm looking at a picture.
Damn. All right.
Hasbro extends its long-running partnership with Disney Consumer Products for the Star Wars and Marvel franchises. So honestly, what does that mean?
That means no duh. Like that's like that's not a knock at you. I heard all kinds of stupid people like spouting rumors that McFarlane was gonna buy the Marvel license and start doing Marvel Legends, and I'm like, you're tripping, guys. You're tripping, because it's not just the Marvel license. It's like it's a Disney partnership, and they are very comfortable with their Star Wars and their Marvel, and occasionally some Indiana Jones and whatever.
Is Joe his own thing, or is that Joe is Hasbro? All right.
G.I. Joe, you mean?
Yeah.
G.I. Joe is Hasbro's thing. G.I. Joe and Transformers are Hasbro's.
Did you see NECA today bought Diamond Select?
Wow. That's pretty cool.
I don't know. They got a Marvel license.
Yeah, I guess they do. But I mean, NECA's found ways to make Marvel figures before too. It's just yeah. No, I'm not surprised at all that Hasbro would continue to do this. It's that license is worth the cost to them because of the amount. I mean, like, you got to understand, like, Marvel Legends is like the most popular like action figure line as far as like superheroes and stuff go. You know what I mean? Like, it's the line. And then Star Wars The Black Series, that's a really popular line as well as the smaller Star Wars line, you know. So like, those are just like, duh, you know, like,
you got a good thing going. Don't mess it up.
Yeah, don't mess it up. So I'm happy because, you know, I don't want to see what a McFarlane Marvel Legend would look like. Thanks. It's just gross. It's gross.
7 inches.
Get that out of my face.
Come with the stand.
Diaper crotch.
Diaper crotch. Free trading card. The Jokerized editions. You don't want any of that?
No, I don't.
Okay.
But I am happy to know that Hasbro will continue that. I'm not happy to know what the prices are going to be for those figures going forward, but
hey man, you know who to blame for that. Let's switch over to DC. That Sergeant Rock movie that was kicking around is not moving forward, but it was actually going to star Colin Farrell. They apparently got pretty far along with casting. This is coming from the Hollywood Reporter.
He was going to be the Penguin.
Yes, the Penguin was going to be in the Sergeant Rock movie. The plot of that movie sounds bonkers. They were going to steal the staff or the spear
of destiny.
Yes, the spear that killed Jesus was the MacGuffin.
Spear of destiny.
That's a real DC thing?
No, that's a real thing that historically Hitler was always looking for. Like, the Indiana Jones movies are based on the fact that Hitler truly believed that that spiritual and like
Oh yeah,
artifact
yeah.
would help him, conquer the planet. And so the spear of destiny is something that he was actively looking for. But yeah, it's not a DC thing. It's everybody. It's a fair game. You know what I mean? It's a public domain thing. Is basically what it is.
Public domain spear.
Yeah, but that is the name of it. It's called the Spear of Destiny. Yeah.
Okay, Spear of Destiny. This is still unconfirmed, but this came out not too long ago. So that Authority movie that's kind of like in this weird limbo now.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently that was tossed to Zack Snyder, who turned it down. Kind of interesting little nugget. Do you think he'll get another crack at DC? They are buddies.
I mean, I think he'll get a crack at it when James Gunn fails. I'm not saying that James Gunn will fail, but I'm saying like should he fail at this endeavor, I think the people at Warner Brothers are pretty scared of losing money, and they know that Zack Snyder can make them money. You know what I mean? Like,
he knows how to make a DC movie.
He knows how to make movies that sell
movies
tickets.
With characters.
He knows how to make movies that have DC characters in them. Yes, that people will see. Yeah, no, my neighbor was telling me like how much he prefers the Snyder cut to the original Justice League, and I'm like,
I don't think that's a hot take.
I was like, they're both terrible. They're both terrible. I'll take the Whedon one all day because it's 3 hours shorter, or like 2 hours shorter. I
Funny,
guess,
we just got finished watching Dr. Horrible's sing along blog right now.
Okay, is that your first time seeing it?
No, I've seen it many times at Comic-Con. That was Selena's first time seeing it.
Okay.
But you do the connection, right? I'm like, that man went on to direct The Avengers, and then he did another one, and then he did the Justice League.
Yeah,
and then he did some bad things.
Well, I think he did the bad things before all of those things, but people found out about the bad things, and then that's why. Yeah, I guess he did some bad stuff during Justice League too. So yeah, but yeah, I mean that's art versus or art separating art from artist, right? You just gotta figure out a way to be okay with stuff. So, I mean, speaking of which, your guy Kanye, well, he's doing.
I wouldn't say he's my guy.
What? He's always been your guy. That's like your guy. Like,
I've had to exercise some music choices the past couple of years.
Exercise as in like exorcism, or
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like it's been like a weird, like for a while I was a Kanye guy at work and amongst my friends
for a long while,
and I had to like
for too long.
There's usually, I've noticed, I'm not defending anything he said of the recent couple of years, but usually when he goes crazy, there was almost like a silver lining, right? Of like some type of truth in there. And now it's that ship is sailed, unfortunately.
You don't want to sing the song about cousins? You don't want to sing the cousin song?
No. Nope.
But Ricky, we're cousins.
I mean, we're like saying no.
So it's okay then. It's okay to do things. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, sorry. That was a nice tangent. I just really wanted to see you squirm.
Yeah, there actually used to be a framed Kanye poster behind me, so there's not anymore.
I'm glad that you're showing signs of maturing. That's good. Maturing is knowing when to get rid of the Kanye poster. That's good. That's good. Good stuff. What other news you got besides Kanye?
A couple more. Stan Lee's daughter settled elder abuse lawsuit against ex-manager accused of theft. yeah, obviously there's that whole documentary coming out, but Stan Lee was not in the best of places towards the end of his life.
Right.
And it's nice to see some closure to that unfortunate part of his story.
So she's settling elder abuse, but who's dealing with the theft part?
Did not read that far into the article.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Just making sure.
Just making sure. This came out recently, yesterday. So Jeremy Renner turned down Hawkeye season 2.
I heard about that.
That's what he said during an interview with the Hollywood Reporter. They offered him, according to him, half of his season 1 salary.
Yeah.
Um,
And he also joked, "What do you think? Because I got run over by a tractor, that I'm only worth half now? You only have to pay half of me." No, yeah, like, I mean, he's got integrity, right? He knows his worth, and
yeah.
I do believe that, that is one of the ultimate signs of late stage capitalism, is watching people try to extract the same or more value out of something, but for less money.
Well, I'll counter with this. At the end of season 1, there are now 2 Hawkeyes.
Mm-hmm.
If one Hawkeye is now the primary Hawkeye, do you still pay the other Hawkeye as much? I'm not defending. I'm not like, if you take it at face value, it's a very shitty thing. But I would hope that there would be like some underlying, like, hey, maybe you're not in the show this much.
Yeah, I mean, but maybe he wants to be in the show as much. You know what I mean? Like,
fair point.
Yeah. Like, maybe it's not worth him to do the show if he's not in it as much as previously. So, whatever the case, I mean, he knows. His
co-star stock is pretty high right now. Just saying.
Right. But I think that she could go and do a Hawkeye show without him. And that's
what
fine.
They're going to do. Actually.
Yeah, that's probably what they're going to do. And I'd be fine with that too, because I don't know that I need Jeremy Renner to continue being Hawkeye at this point. I kind of want to see all these guys like just kind of fade away at some point. Like, we need to do a little out with the old, in with the new. Like, I don't
bring him back, old man Hawkeye.
Sure, bring him back in 30 years when they and cryogenically unfreeze Hugh Jackman for one more ride. Like, to do the old man Logan story correctly this time, instead of,
they're gonna do it. Like, that's the crazy thing. They're gonna do that.
They'll do Logan again, you think?
I think I 100% think they'll do old man Logan. Like, it's set in the MCU. He's gonna wear the stupid fucking hat and Baby Hulk.
Why are you hating on the hat?
I'm not.
Okay, one, they're not gonna do Baby Hulk, all right? Because the premise of Baby Hulk is disgusting. Okay,
they're not. There's gonna be a Baby Hulk. It's not where or how the Baby Hulk is created.
It's not incest rape.
It's not.
Okay, all right, because it is in the comics. It is in the comics.
Baby Hulk will be there.
It's incest rape product in the comics.
Like a circle, we will now have another new baby green icon for the next 10 years.
Oh my God.
And life will continue. Last bit of news. This came out today.
Okay.
Ryan Reynolds announced his next Marvel project that he is pitching. He's writing a treatment for. Basically, it's a Deadpool X-Men team-up movie. It's kind of a weird thing just to go out there and say, hey, I'm writing this X-Men Deadpool team movie with like out at any actual like without anyone wanting it. Yeah.
I think this guy is really trying to maintain goodwill among the fans, and
I mean, he's got a lot of other things going on.
He's got one other thing going on, and it's a big thing, and it's kind of consuming a lot of his life and a lot of the attention of his fans, and so I think that he needs to just focus on that and just we'll come back to Deadpool later.
Marvel
Once
has officially asked the court to remove the notion of nice pool from that trial. They don't want to be a part of this anymore.
Yeah, that's funny. Are they going to do it though?
They just asked.
They asked.
Or what? I forgot the formal proceeding when you like request to like remove something from the.
Yeah, have it stricken. I don't know.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
That's pretty funny. That's funny. Are you ready to talk about Thunderbolts?
I am.
All right, let's do it. Let's do this thing.
Marvel's New Avengers, aka Thunderbolts.
Well, I think you just didn't even give spoiler warnings there, right? You just went right into.
I mean, it's assumed, right? Like,
so the Thunderbolts with an asterisk. I will say this. Since you're already spoiling the end of the movie, they make it clear why there's an asterisk. It's because they renamed the movie at the end and they call it New Avengers. Now, I will say this, the only way that means anything to me is if when they release it on Blu-ray, it's actually retitled New Avengers. Then that's cool. Funny.
Yeah.
That's awesome then, but otherwise it's just like, come on. I don't understand. What's the point? What's the point of this? I want you to tell me what your thoughts are on this movie before I tell you mine. I think that would be the better way. Do you want to summarize what you saw the plot as being?
Yeah, you get the a group of the misfit villains that are still alive in the MCU who are all working for Valentine, right? Valentina.
Allegra de Fontaine.
Yeah. Yes. So the plot that's been building across movies and shows, one of the plots is Valentina's questionable business dealings, rise to power. Long story short, she needs to clean house, and as part of that is eliminate all of her fixers, cleaners, assassins that she has on her payroll, and she devises a plan to have them all take out each other. During that mission where they're all supposed to take out each other, they all figure out that they're being played. They become buddies, help each other escape, to then take on the newly formed villain, the Sentry, and the Void Sentry. And through the power of friendship, they defeat the Void and become Avengers.
Yeah.
I sound down on it. I did like this movie. I think I'll say that I really do think this movie punches above its weight. For one, the main reason being they got some really strong actors in this movie. The Wyatt Russell, Florence Pugh, David Harbour, Louis Pullman, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, like they're like I don't say they're actors, like
Sebastian Stan too.
Sebastian Stan.
He's won
but you got some awards. Accomplished talent on screen, and they sit on dialogue in this show and allow them to act. And I think you get some more emotional beats than I would have thought otherwise, with maybe probably a different cast. And what's the phrase, like the sum of the parts, or some of the parts is greater than the whole, or whatever.
Sure.
I think the story that they tell is fitting for the scope of this movie. I enjoyed it. Is it the best Marvel movie ever? No. But do I want to see more? Sure.
Okay.
I would not be surprised. Well, It's the best Marvel movie to come out this year. So, to date. To date.
I mean, sure. Now we're talking about low bars. You know what I mean? Like, I think I actually had to have a conversation with Lindsay after we got out of the movie last night to say, like, was it better than Captain America 4? I couldn't tell. And then we kind of decided, I guess it is because the acting was better. But like the plot for both movies is kind of dumb. And like
a little bit.
yeah, and it's really and it's stuff we've seen retreaded many, many times before. So much so that like the really awkward part for me, and this is why I said I would bring it up again. The really awkward part for me was the third act of this movie was basically the exact same thing as an episode of Stargirl that I happened to watch earlier in the same day. So like there's an episode of Stargirl where she gets supposedly Stargirl gets killed by the Shade because he envelops her in his shadow powers and she disappears and it looks like she's dead. And then the next episode you find out no, she's now in the shadow world, and the shadow world is just room after room after room of shame. You just keep going in different rooms and finding different shames, and you walk into a door and it leads you to somewhere else you don't expect it to lead you, and then get to see someone else's shame, and you just keep going through really awkward moments until eventually, you know, they figured out like through the power of friendship how to get out of this experience. And when I saw Yelena walk into the shadow, I looked at my wife and I'm like, are we doing the same thing we just did earlier today? Like, are we doing this? And the rest of it played out exactly like the episode of Stargirl I just watched from like 3 years ago. I think that season came out, you know? And I'm not even saying Stargirl's being original when they do it, you know, like I just like, yeah, the plot is just not the point of
it just like, I mean, to that point, I feel like once they get to the third act, like the movie's kind of over. Like, right?
yeah,
Like
it really is.
it
It
just
really
like,
is.
oh, we're done with this. Like
Yeah.
it almost to like a it's gonna sound super. I need more superhero stuff happening in the superhero movie.
I think the real problem I noticed was like I watched it in 40x or 3D 40x, right? And there was something really cool I thought happened at the very beginning of the movie when Yelena is kind of boringly talking about how she's kind of lost in life right now. Like she's just aimlessly going through the motions of taking these contracts, going, just beating up guards, and it's like nothing to her, right? And I thought what was really cool is that awesome top-down fight scene where she's like going through a hallway taking out everybody. The roller coastery ride of the 40x was actually really subdued. Like it was just like it wasn't really rocking you in any violent way. It was just like and it was really well engineered because it made you feel almost as bored as she felt, you know, in that fight. But then I was like, okay, that's cool because it's going to amp up later and later and later. And it does gradually rise, you know, like as there's action, like when there's a car chase and you know, missiles and machine guns are flying and everything. Like, yeah, it's more violent. The ride is doing things, you know, like when they're fighting each other in the vault after they all get trapped, it's definitely shaking you around and stuff like that. And then ultimately it kind of peaks at when they fight the Sentry, not the Void. When they fight the Sentry, you know, like you're getting thrown around, you're doing all this stuff. But there's like another half hour of the movie after they fight the Sentry, right? Like, or maybe at least 20 minutes of the movie. And that's it. That was the peak of the ride for the 40X.
No, I agree. Like
Yeah,
the Sentry
yeah.
fight was like, I thought it was really good.
It was
Like,
really cool.
like
That
it
was
was
my
neat.
favorite part of the whole movie.
Like the Sentry's doing Sentry thing. He looks like the Sentry.
And
Everyone's
he
getting
is
their ass beat.
and he is God. He basically, you know, they were never going to stop him with fists. You know what I mean? But it's cute that they tried. It's cute that they tried.
And it's also, I think, at that point too, the Sentry, he has, he's a character, right? It's Bob. So you have like this kind of like you see him like I don't even have to listen to like Valentina, and it's kind of this neat. To your point, it's the apex of that movie. But yeah, and then it just like
It kind
I,
of just power of
and-
friendship, kind of the rest
yeah,
of the
and
movie. Yeah.
I don't want to knock like I do applaud them for like dealing with the topic of addiction, right? With Bob's character as they go through those rooms, but also like
Addiction? Was it addiction you were dealing? I thought we were dealing with the.
it was both. It was the parental abuse and then addiction, but they even go on to like say like, yeah, I was on meth, like, and they say meth, and I was like, oh man, that's kind of cool that they're willing to, it's not like even in some like made up drug, right? Meth.
Mhm.
So I'll give kudos there for them to like take a crack at it. Or
Yeah, I think I was kind of more thrown off by like the the really light touches that we got of his DID,
mhm,
right? Like I think Moon Knight handled that better, having the
mhm.
multiple personality disorder. I
Yeah, they
know
never
that's
really
not.
explain what the void is. Like they don't really clear up if he has the void because of the experiments, or is that something like intrinsic to him? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I kind of got that the void was the product of the abuse, right?
Mhm.
In the same way that like, Moon Knight split when his brother died,
Parents, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And his parents were doing horrible things. Yeah. Like there's just a psychic split that happens and that's how the brain is able to compartmentalize trauma and stuff, like, but I just felt like the movie didn't want to talk about that a lot, and they just want to like gloss over it a little bit. But yeah, I will say I liked Bob a lot. I loved all the scenes he was in. I could not stop thinking about how that should have been Steve Yoon. I
That's
couldn't.
the
I couldn't.
writer strike problem right there.
Was that a writer strike problem? I thought it was
Yeah, because
because
he
Robert
was
Kirkman blew up his spot.
no, he was signed to do this movie got pushed back from because of the writer strike, and then he was already signed to do I think Mickey 17,
Oh, okay.
and then he's like, oh, I can't do this anymore.
Oh, I thought it's because Robert Kirkman totally told the world that he was going to be the Sentry, and Marvel's not really big on that kind of thing. But
Yeah, I mean,
who knows?
but I don't know if I can see this like now done with you know with him. I thought Lewis
I think
Pullman
he would. I think he would have
did a
been
good job.
better. I think he would have been better. But I mean, I was fine with Lewis Pullman. It's just every time I see Lewis Pullman, I'm waiting for him to spit the tobacco out. Like his face just looks like he's constantly chewing tobacco.
That's
But
fair.
yeah, but he was cool. I like that they dyed his hair, like as like a marketing kind of gimmick thing to make him look more presentable. I like
I
that
mean,
they got
they
this.
got some notes of of Sentry. I mean, he's kind of like his own thing in this movie, but I was surprised how many like Sentry isms they've kind of
The
worked into
golden
it.
guardian of good, yeah, like the power of a million suns. Like they were really giving you like all the highlight real. I mean, to be fair, the Sentry is not a very old character. I think
Yeah,
it's very interesting that like Marvel nowadays is just mining only comics from the last 20 years. That's it. Like we're no longer interested in telling stories from the 1960s. Maybe Fantastic Four will kind of, but I still feel like Fantastic Four is probably going to tell a more modern story, just because that's what they're kind of about nowadays. But yeah, the Sentry is a contemporary character who was created, I think, in like I want to say 2003,
hmm
something like that, 2005, some time period around then. And so yeah, he's basically the Marvel equivalent of like Superman. He's just not he's like he's top tier in power levels, but his weakness is himself. He is his own arch
Mhm.
enemy. And I did like the visualization of the void in this movie.
Oh yeah, super
I
cool.
think it's super cool to just see the little glint of his eyes, and you never see a mouth. You know, like it's a cool effect for sure. That said, I think that I think we all knew going into this that they had to win by the power of friendship. There was no option. I was a little thrown off when they all show up to support Yelena as
Mhm.
she's trying to help Bob, and they're like, "Oh, you followed me," and I was like, "Did they follow you, or is it just that all of Manhattan got consumed by the void?" You know what I mean? And I wish we would have gotten just a shot where we got to see them choose to
Mhm.
do it, because like it
Well,
makes a
they kind of have a
difference.
conversation, right? They talk about it, like she didn't go in just to kill herself.
Right. I know she didn't,
Well,
but like,
but they talk about it as a team, though.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was just a
I
little weirded
mean,
out.
you want to get, you know what I'm gonna say? Where are all the other New York heroes when this is going down?
I mean, that's kind of the point of the movie, right? Is there's not a lot of New York heroes right now, so there's, I don't know.
It would have been a little nice if they would have touched on the kingpinness of New York right now.
Yeah, I do feel like the thing that bothered me about this movie is I don't feel there were really any stakes. I think that's what bothered me the most, because like I thought it was really cool when you see, I forget, I think it's Red Guardian saves a little girl. Somebody
Mhm.
saves a girl, and then all of a sudden, poof, she's just a
Yeah,
black shadow on and I was like, whoa, they're killing little girls. I'm like, there's no way they're killing little
yeah,
girls. I was
they're
like,
doing
there's
it.
no way they're killing little girls. And so once the little girl died and or disappeared, then I started questioning every single person that's disappearing, and I'm like, I think this is going to be one of those movies where they like undo everything he does at the end. And they did. And so it just made it really like it made
I
it
agree. I agree. I
yeah,
wish. I think you could have scaled down the scope. Like the voice
right?
move kind of fast. Like slow him
He
down a little bit,
he could
but
have
make
just
it permanent.
killed the block, the city block,
Yeah,
like
yeah. I'm
yeah,
fine. I'm
no.
fine. Fine.
I definitely feel like they wanted to make sure that the void could still be considered a hero. I mean, Sentry could still be a hero after this was over. But like, yeah, that's the part that hurt for me the most, is when he went full void and he just started wiping out all of New York. I kind of wanted it to stay that way for, like it, uh, until Secret Wars happens, right? Where they rewrite the universe and everything like that. Something I wanted more lasting effects. And so I feel like my problem with this movie is that the most story centric scene of the whole movie is actually the post credit scene. Like
Yeah, yeah.
they deliver the most story in that scene, right?
Mhm.
Like they like suddenly now we're seeing they've moved into the tower. They are Avengers. They've got new suits.
Well,
They're
even you know what's interesting? Not even the post credit scene, but you get some really nice like world building in like the end credits, right? Like when they're showing everyone's name, right, of who's in the
yeah,
movie. But if you look in the background, it's all like their magazine and
yeah,
newspaper
yeah.
articles and
The
like,
coverage of the new
and they're
Avengers,
like,
right?
are
Yeah,
these the event? And it to me like, so leaving that movie, I think you have the appropriate response of like, oh, there's no way these guys are like the Avengers, right? Like that's not even the same league of hero or
yeah.
even skill set.
Except Sentry.
So I felt like reaffirmed as those like uh
The credits, the
magazines were
credits.
coming up. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, the MCU is in on the joke, right? They're
Yes.
in on the
Yeah.
on how crazy this is, that these guys are now the Avengers.
Right. And then you cut to the post credit scene where they're in the tower talking about how frustrated they are because Sam Wilson is moving to trademark Avengers, and and he's doing all these things to block them from creating their Avengers or from legitimizing their Avengers. And I'm like, here's the story. This is the story of the movie now. Like, this is why is this the end? Like that's. And then they see the Fantastic Four arriving, and I swear to God, I think I'm just jaded at this point, because I keep going to that movie theater, and when I see these post-credit scenes, there's always some douchebag in the back of the theater that is like out loud saying what just happened. He's like, Reed did it. He cracked the multiverse. And I'm like,
That's like
is
that's
that
like his whole thing.
Is that really exciting you, bro? Like, it was just like that. I think that same guy freaked the F out when Beast showed up in at the end of Marvels. And I'm like, really? Is this doing it for you? Like, this is like, that said, I will say that I appreciate that at least every Marvel movie that's come out this year has a through line, right? Now we are finally going from point A to point B. There's no longer post credits sequences are teasing something completely left field from the thing that we just watched. Like, the story actually is in a straight line right now, and that's cool. I appreciate that. So like, we see the connective tissue between Captain America and then this movie and then the Fantastic Four.
They're definitely losing that in their movie.
What?
They're definitely losing in their movie.
Oh, they're losing in their movie? Oh, for sure. They're like, we got to get out of here. Something like that. Yeah. But no, I really do think the acting in this movie was super good. I just don't think that the story was really good. Like,
and you know what's funny? Like, when the MCU wants to spend money, they'll spend money and get whoever they want to be in their movies.
Yeah,
that's apparent. But I think the interesting thing with this movie is they got all these actors at a very early point in their careers, right?
Yeah.
Sebastian Stan, Florence Pugh, Wyatt Russell. Dave Harbour was probably the biggest. I would say he was the biggest star in Black Widow, but that's not true. It was what's her name? Well, probably ScarJo at that. Yeah, yes. ScarJo at that time. But to my point, it's nice to you got this talent on screen that you've fostered for years, and it's kind of neat to see them flex that a little bit, because I don't it's another perfect storm scenario where you have to you sat on these eggs for a minute and you had these people tied down for some X-Men. It's almost as if X-Men First Class had, or X-Men I guess Days of Future Past. Before that movie, Jennifer Lawrence was not a known thing. You know what I mean?
She was in the Hunger Games though.
Was that after First Class, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe it might be.
So imagine if the rest of the cast
she got nominated for an Oscar for one of those Hunger Games movies.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. She had. Imagine if the rest of the X-Men cast was that stacked going in, right?
Yeah.
So that's, I think, long story short of that is this diatribe would be imagine if the X-Men, they invest in some really strong talent on the younger side to then have it pay dividends years later when you do a proper X-Men movie.
Well, hopefully that's the goal. That's what they're doing, that. I want that.
Even Lewis Pullman's on an upswing right now with what he's got going on.
Right, exactly. So I think Sebastian Stan definitely felt like the veteran of this movie. He's not even fully aware of what's going on. He's not even in on the gag of what the Thunderbolts means. You know what I mean? Like that. All of those things were kind of he's just I'm just going after Valentina.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't
know what you guys are doing, but who's Bob? He's So I felt like he was a little underutilized in this movie. He has a lot of scenes, but he didn't get to do as much as Yelena and Red Guardian got to do in that movie. They got some seriously emotional moments in that, and so did Bob. Bob got some emotion. Ghost is just there. I think Wyatt Russell can do no wrong. Like, I kind of almost thought he might have been my favorite character in that movie just because I love to hate him so
Plays a
much.
good asshole.
He plays such a good asshole. It's so good.
Um,
But then, like, Taskmaster, R.I.P. We all knew that one was dying, but like, I thought at least Bob would get to kill her. Like, that was just dumb. Like, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. I couldn't even be mad at it. It was just so one note. There's a bullet in her head. I guess she's dead now.
Yeah, I do wish Bob would have killed her, because then Taskmaster
stakes. Then, you know, like,
yeah, well, it's stakes, but it's also Taskmaster. He can't replicate powers, right? Like, that's
correct. Or she, in this case, yeah.
Or she can't replicate power, so it would make sense if he, if she would have got blasted or something.
Yeah, there just were no stakes other than Taskmaster dying in this movie, and we weren't even allowed to really care about that because I mean, she's kind of like she's kind of a sister to Yelena, and Yelena barely was bothered by that, you know, like, she's like, she killed a lot of people, she got killed. Like, that's
I mean, there's also no closure, like, with the Valentina side of things either. Like, she did get away with it.
She totally got away with it, and now she's like the Nick Fury to this new Avengers, basically. Yeah, I do feel like the whole movie, the asterisk is kind of annoying to me now because like, I never felt that this movie was a Thunderbolts movie. Like, I mean, it never felt right, and I just want to put it out there. There's no Baron Zemo. And a movie called Thunderbolts that doesn't have Baron Zemo, it's just wrong from a nerd level, a nerd perspective. You know, like,
this now sets up a scene where the new Avengers get wiped by a perhaps Doctor Doom, as they now have to defend the Earth, right?
Yeah, but is that cool? Is it cool to watch them die? Yeah, I don't know that they've earned their status as new Avengers, and I think that's kind of the point.
Well, that's
right?
the point. Yeah,
that's the point, is they haven't earned it, and it's gonna fall. It's gonna fly in their face. It's gonna come back at them. But yeah, I just feel like the whole setup was just to have some not my Avengers in the tower, and yeah, it didn't do anything for me. Like, I think that's why I kind of loved Captain America, and it's almost hard to say like if I liked it more, but like, I liked Harrison Ford in that movie. Like, he was cool. Like, it was. I wish that was a surprise. You know what I mean? If that had been a surprise, I think we'd still be talking about that movie today. You know, but
I mean, they're both good movies. I don't think they're both great movies.
Yeah, they both have Bucky in them.
I mean, the common denominator in both movies, they're Bucky, but they got solid acting in them. You know.
Yes.
And I don't know if you can say that about some of the recent Marvel movies. You know, for better or for worse. Yeah, I don't even think that's the knock on Shang-Chi. It's like, it is what it is, right?
I just like to knock Shang-Chi. I don't like that movie.
But I do think there's a chance that this movie will age better depending on the outcome of these characters.
Fair. I mean, that's kind of what we hope for all the time now, right? With these movies. I gotta say though, I do not understand where all the critics are saying this is the best MCU movie in a long time, or it's one of the best MCU movies, period. I'm like,
is this really better than Eternals?
No.
Okay.
I like Eternals.
I'm in the same boat. I do like Eternals a lot.
I like Eternals a lot more than this movie.
That movie punches. They got some heavy hitters in that movie.
I do think that the post-credit scene of this movie is more realistic than like why, like, I was talking about that yesterday. I was like, why did I have to watch Harry Styles and why did I have to listen to Marshall Ali when those things are not getting paid off anytime soon? Just anytime soon.
I mean, just give Ryan Coogler Blade, right?
That would be great. That would be great.
Hey, call up Feige.
We already know Ryan Coogler knows how to do vampire stories
Like,
now, so it's good. We're good to go.
Be like, hey, give me a blank check on Black Panther 3 because I feel like that's his baby, right? I need Denzel in that movie, and in return, I'll do your Blade movie.
But Michael B. Jordan's got to be in it, though, just to be clear.
Yes, Michael B. Jordan in the. I mean,
It
fuck
could
it.
be
Put a fake nose on him. Whole new character. The RDJ treatment.
Put a fake nose on him. Nice. Yeah. No, I feel yeah. Yeah. Ryan Coogler.
You know what would have been funny? Like if Sinners was like a bootleg Blade movie. Like, and that's not like that's a thing that can't. So I feel happen. Like Sinners 2 just turned into a Blade movie, and they loop it all back in.
They loop it all together. Yeah. Yeah. No, I wanted to be more excited for this movie than I was, but all I know is this movie marks the end of Phase 5.
I thought Fantastic Four is no.
No, supposedly this one was the end of Phase 5, and now Fantastic Four kicks off Phase 6.
To this day, 17 years ago, Iron Man 1 came out. So. Look at us. I hate being down on these movies. I did like this movie a lot. I will watch this movie again.
Yeah, for me, it's always like the mark of a good movie is how much I'm thinking about it the next day. The only thing I thought about today was like, oh yeah, I got to do that show with Ricky tonight where I talk about that movie. It didn't stick with me. There was nothing to it. Like, did I laugh at certain moments in the movie? Yes. I totally enjoyed some of the silly things that Red Guardian did, or Bob, or the way they have to feed John Walker's ego and stuff, or how Yelena says, like, oh yeah, now we've all measured each other's penises. That's good. Nice. Like, they're funny moments in this movie, but like, I wasn't moved in any way by this movie, and so I think I felt slightly more moved by by Captain America, only because Sam got to do the thing he's good at, right? Which is like talking to people and helping them work through their problems. And I like, for me, that is a complete arc for his character. Like this, I feel like all of your characters have just found a new place to hang out, but you haven't grown fully as characters yet. You're still growing. And so, yeah, time will tell if they age well. So, yeah, I hate sounding down on it too, because I was super excited to go see it, but it just wasn't it for me. And I think I'm holding my breath for Fantastic Four now. I hope. I trust in Pedro. I always trust Pedro.
There's a lot riding on that movie, man.
I know there is. I'm fingers crossed. I believe in it. All right, that's me. That's enough of me being a downer. I do love me some Florence Pugh. I need to just put that out there.
Yeah, it's almost your annual Midsummer rewatch.
I don't think I watched that annually, but I'm not opposed to it.
You should.
But yeah, I'm going to cut out of here soon because tomorrow is Free Comic Book Day, and I'm going to be at SoCal Comics in San Diego all day long, selling my art and hanging out with the crowd of people that are going to get free comic books. So yeah, and then I'll pick up my second issue of Hush, which apparently, like, everybody's saying that comic sucks, but so
maybe find out for yourself tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll find out tomorrow. So we'll see.
Alrighty. With that, true believers, enough